doing? New and improved audio. Finally. No more buzzing, no more humming, no more dropping. It sounds beautiful. How we doing, people? Oh, if only I could fix that ring light on my glasses. It's so annoying. How we doing, people? Happy Cinco de Mayo from Judge Middleton.
Jimmy Buffett has a song, Cinco de Mayo in Memphis. Okay, I guess we're going to go live. Good morning, everyone. Today is the 5th of May. It's the first Friday of the month. We have a number of attorneys and prosecutors back in the jury room, and we're about to take some pleas on some pretrials that have been settled. I think we're going to have a pretty busy morning. We have a landlord-tenant docket this afternoon. If you're lucky enough to be at Fisher Lake, you could see the full moon last night and the full moon set this morning. Spring is springing. It's going to be 70 degrees today. And thank you all for saying good morning. Oh. Finland. Good morning, Helsinki.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Your friend from New Jersey says good morning.
Jersey!
That's my next case.
All right, here we go. So now this was his landlord-tenant. Let me just get the welcome off there. Coming up. Where is that? Ah, there it is. Okay. All right. So we got the landlord-tenant docket, and these two are hysterical. Let's roll. Thank you, Toby. Happy Cinco de Mayo, sir.
Jack Burke.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. What's your P number?
It's 81800.
What do people call you?
Mostly Jack.
Okay, it's a little less cumbersome than G-Jack.
Exactly.
Courtney Michelle Thomas is not present. I have Brandy here. I have your plaintiff, South Shore Realty, and I have our next plaintiff, Mrs. Learn, but I don't have Courtney Thomas. This matter is set for 125. It is 125. Let me see if I have anybody out in the hall. Hi, court security. Do I have anybody here for landlord tenant? All right, thanks. I'm looking for Courtney Thomas. Nope.
All right, let's get to the bread and butter.
what happens sometimes is we put everything down and then they show up. But let's talk about this. This is a demand for non-payment of rent. Rent is $850 per month. You've submitted a judgment that says through May, rent is $242.33.
That's
Other
correct.
costs, which I assume are late fees of $215. Court costs of $187 for a total judgment of $226.37 through May. Is that accurate?
That's accurate, Your Honor.
What happened to Mr. Sutherland? Was he tired of me being mean to him when he comes down here? So he,
I don't know.
Sent you-
He never complained to me about any meanness in St. Joseph.
people get the short straw and they have to come here. At any rate, my fear is any minute she's gonna bop in here, but you've submitted a judgment, which is very helpful. So are you gonna ask for a default?
I will, and that's for possession only, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I've got it here. Let me hold on for a minute and address, well, the problem is our other case isn't here. Brandy is here. Brandy, which case are you here on?
For Dorian Gonzalez Garcia.
All right, and
I'm the house manager.
yes, and that one's not set for a few minutes yet. Well, Mrs. Learn is here. Well, now
Mhm.
Monty's here.
Judge,
The picture looked pretty good, and then it went downhill. I turned around and
I turned ugly.
they gave away 2 of your scholarships last night. And they picked a couple of good candidates for them.
So what's going on here? Like, we got the pinwheel, the learn to life. What does it say? A keyboard, and those like stackable Rubbermaid from Walmart. Look at me doing my hand. Oh, I'm so bad. Between the humming yesterday and the hand motions, they're gonna kick me off YouTube. I'm just gonna go back to the clip.
We've got to let the clock tick a little bit. This case is set for
Yeah, keyboard.
1:30.
1:30, so that's 1 minute. Here is somebody.
What's up, Dina, Jersey girl? I used to like pinwheel.
Squire V.
Answer money. Take her to wherever, get them money.
But
order in
technically, they can drop it off right in this mailbox.
What is going on?
All right, this is Vanessa Squire. She's here on the next case, Stromowski. And but no one is here at 1:15. Let me see, what time was the first one?
Middleton has a whistle to his talk too.
All right, Mr. Burke, I'm gonna grant your default in the amount of $2,424.33, $250, and she's not here. 5 LT,
Here
both
we go.
Monroe and Vicky Learn are here as plaintiffs in this matter. This is a group home at 503 West Michigan Avenue in Three Rivers. When we were here at our last hearing, April 23rd, the defendant indicated she would be vacating and would be out by Tuesday. Mr. and Mrs. Learn, is she still there?
She is, Judge, and she's put a lock on her door.
Well, she's not here. And she is subject to default. Manager Brandy is here. What else can you tell us?
Oh boy.
She has only moved a couple of backpacks full out, but she does have the lock on the outside of her door. When I talked to her this week on Monday, I asked her, was she going to be out? And she said yes. And I told her that when she moves out, she must take everything that belonged to her out of the room and remove the lock. And
All right, I'm going to grant. I don't know how this was filed. As a non-payment of rent. Mr. or Mrs. Learn, what is the current rent arrearage?
2,975.
Give me that again.
2,975.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Where are they?
Okay. 2,975.
I still can't hear you.
Right.
2,000, ready? 2,975.
All right. Court costs are 130 filing and 39.55 service, which is 165.55. She obviously knows about this hearing. Through May. $2,975 plus 165.55 equals $3,140.55 through May 15th. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction and no money judgment is issued. I'm going to put an additional notation. If defendant vacates, plaintiff may have immediate possession. And you can retake possession of your premises. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Do we have any recourse? I don't allow locks on bedrooms, period. And she's creating a safety problem and everything else.
Yes, let's take a look. What's in the lease?
I guess 'cause
she
it's a
also
system.
has a lock on the inside of the door, that she has, she knows that is not allowed for safety reasons. And she has, anytime she takes it off because she can't get it to stay on, she's putting it in another piece of trim and it's ruining the trim that is antique.
Poor Middleton.
This is a group home. And I know from previous, there's no smoking. There are certain rules that have to be complied with.
She's broken all of them.
Yeah, she has.
I don't have the lease.
She
Is
moved,
there a,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
you go ahead.
When she moved in, she came from the hospital and I asked her if you could, because she said she had problems with her foot. One foot was half amputated and the other one was missing, I think, 3 toes. I told her specifically that if she could not go up and down stairs, that she could not move in because the bathroom is upstairs and that would be where her room was. So she agreed to it. And when she moved in, she decided that she was going to have somebody else move in with her that she claimed was her home health care provider. I spoke to Sandra Leslie for Adult Protective Services. She has no home health care provider. And she says that the reason why her foot was infected is because the doctor told her she was going up and down stairs. Then she said that I came in and burned her with a cigarette on her leg. And then she went to the extent to go.
They cut the stream. Cut the stream. Come on. Oh God. All right, let's roll. That was just a warm up. Everybody good? All right. Do you know that Judge Elise Bryant is not Judge Elise Bryant's name? I just found that out today.
I can hear you.
I don't know who unmuted and why, but please remain muted. All right, I'm going to send a prompt for you to unmute yourself. Please, when prompted to do so, unmute and tell the court your name.
Antonio Johnson.
Thank you. And tell the court your name.
Martinez Robinson.
Thank you.
Corey Lloyd.
What is going
You're not on the court's docket.
Say Corey Lloyd is not on the court's docket.
You're not on the court's docket.
They say May 5th though.
Okay, well, you can call the courtroom and find out if you're in the wrong courtroom. Do you have something to write the courtroom phone number down with?
Is this Elise Bryant courtroom?
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Do you have something to write down the court's phone number?
But I'm asking you a question. Is this Elise Bryant courtroom?
No, there's no Elise Bryant. There's no Elise Bryant.
That's all.
Do you have something to write the court's phone number down with?
Yes, I do.
965-2295.
652295.
965-2295.
All right, thank you.
I can't believe that wasn't her name. Can't believe it.
Now you're gonna send an angry man to me.
I am, while you're not muted, I'm gonna send the angry man to you. Yes, I am. All right, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Robinson, I'm going to enable the video setting. Please start your video. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to send you to a breakout room so that you can speak with a lawyer. Please remain in the breakout room until a lawyer comes in to speak with you. Mr. Robinson, I'm actually going to go ahead and do you now, Mr. Robinson.
Okay, that was it. I can't believe it. Little Simpson warm up. Yes.
You can figure it out. Talk to your attorney. He's a good job. He's like a tech, so he'll figure out how to get you online. All right. Thank you, sir. Bond continued. Is that it for this block? That's it. Is Mr. Barroso coming back?
I hope so.
I don't think so, Your Honor. I think that the rest of the cases from here on out, you're going to be with Mr. Fink.
With Siller?
It'll be Siller,
Well,
not Fink. Fink doesn't come to this court.
Lord. No, all right. No.
Well, it's
That was
nice
a
to see you,
just
Mr.
for-
Siller.
Nice to see you. And tell your parents I said hi.
I will.
And your brother.
Oh, this is a beautiful little reunion. I don't care.
Brother, yep.
I don't care. All I asked was she coming back? And now you're just like into this whole greeting card thing. Not doing it. All right.
Well, it's nice to see you too, Judge Simpson.
Well, thank you. See, that's what was important. All right, dear. You take care of yourself. All
Thank you.
right.
I'm sorry for the
Great having
hiccups
you.
this morning. It's not my
No,
fault.
you-
Blame Miss Kirby.
No, no need to apologize. It is Kirby's fault. Everything is Kirby's fault. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Court is
Have a
standing
good
in
day.
recess. Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, so with this one, we all know who Eric D is in the middle. Listen to what Simpson says when he gets his file. He catches himself. Let's go.
Thank you. Court calls the case, people versus Eric Vermeulen.
Assistant Prosecuting
Oh, here we go.
Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Look, watch.
Court calls the case, people versus Eric Vermeulen.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of the people.
Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Vermeulen. Could you please unmute and state your name for the record, sir?
Eric Vermeulen.
Oh,
Thank you.
boy.
Mr. Vermeulen, can you give us an update as to the status of what is going on with your license and the other cases that you had?
Well, I've been trying to take care of these tickets that I have. Most of them we've reached an agreement on. There's 4 of them that went into default wrongly. Now, I have letters from the Secretary of State that say these tickets have been dismissed. Now, the court will not let me appeal these tickets without giving them $1,200. They won't let me go in front of the judge, talk to her about them or anything. So I don't know what to do about these tickets. But I'm not going to give them $1,200 that I don't have to appeal something that is incorrect. I mean, am I wrong? I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. At this point, if the prosecutor wants to give me if the judge wants to give me one more adjournment, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to give it one final attempt to try and have the court take a look at these tickets. If I can't, then we'll just have to go from there.
Your Honor, I would respectfully ask for a 2-week adjournment in this matter. Hopefully we can find a resolution.
May 17th, 2023, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Eric, I told you last time, get it done.
I'm trying to. I really am.
Yeah, what did I say? What did I say? Don't try, get it done.
Is that Miss Risk in the chat?
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Out of the shadows.
Court calls the case, people versus Dave.
All right, here we go, people. We got some custody hearings. Ooh, baby. And you know I'm going to play that DeSanto, Karen. You know that's coming. Let's have some fun with this first. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Then what I'm saying to you is he doesn't go to flip script by the time he comes back for sentencing. And I'm going to be inclined to think that he's not serious about his rehabilitation process. And then I might have to get his attention.
We don't want to do that. We have his attention.
Okay, so if it's all going to rest on his participation in Flip the Script.
I'll drive him myself if necessary.
But the probation part of it, I don't have a problem with that. Your client doesn't have his camera on. I don't know if he's listening.
Zane, can you hear us?
Yes, Steve. I
Well,
didn't understand.
Oh, there he is.
You take out pencil and paper. Do you have some way or put a note in your phone, some way of getting the information you need to sign up for the Flip the Script program? I'm gonna give you another date, counsel, because so when he comes back, if he decides he wants to take this plea, I'm gonna set you loose so you can go play with the baby. All right.
Appreciate that.
And he'll have the information that he needs because you're gonna have an fully executed plea form anyway. So when he comes back, then we can decide. And if he doesn't want to do it my way, he also has the option of having the matter blind drawn. Young man, you are to sign up and participate and attend the Flip the Script program. It's the name of the program. It's a program.
Now, what Deborah Thomas does, she does a blind draw. You always hear her say that. And what I could piece together is it's literally like they're picking out of a hat of what judge you're going to see. I would think that's what it is. I looked it up. I'm a nerd. That's what happens. I never claimed to be a lawyer. So, gotta Google.
Run by old urban men for the benefit of young urban men, trying to keep young urban men, that's you, out the pen. Did you follow that?
She's a poet.
Yes.
The address, 2777 East Grand Boulevard. That's in the city of Detroit.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's, you know where the Midtown area is?
Midtown area?
In Detroit. You've heard
Detroit?
of Midtown?
Yes, yes.
Good. That's where they're located. They're on the boulevard between Woodward Avenue and the I-75.
No, I'm sorry.
All right, here we go. So
Yeah, Antoine, but
I got the info in Discord, and if you're not in Discord, get in it, because we're telling you where to go all day. My mods will drop the link. It's all day. So here we go. So this is she just rambled these off. They're short and sweet, and they're all deadbeats. This one, it's a deadbeat mom. Here we go.
are you, I'm sorry, I keep saying that wrong. Ashley Bussey, are you able to go into the child support office and, present yourself so that we can get this matter moving forward?
Unfortunately, no. Due to me being a flight attendant, I'm usually only in town maybe 1 or 2 days at a time. I've messaged them and I've called them multiple times, and I've also requested for them to do a video conference call with me, and I've received no communication whatsoever with defects. So the last time that I talked to them, they said that I could go down to the office, but without having an established appointment, it could be like an 8-hour wait. And unfortunately, I can't do an 8-hour wait.
In the interim, are you paying anything towards child support?
There's no child support established, but they are on my benefits. So I am providing medical, vision, dental. There are my travel benefits. I have life insurance. And my beneficiaries under my life insurance, I have accidental life insurance on them as well too, child life insurance as well. He just can't have that information because I have a protective order against him, and I don't want my job information disclosed to him.
Well, I understand all of that, but your children still need financial support. So, I know that I think you've been on my calendar a few times before. This has been going on for a while. It would be nice if you would just send, some money to help support your children in the interim, because they still need to have a roof over their head and be clothed and so forth. So, Ms. Carson, what can we do to, get this situation moving? Because this has been months.
My thought was I will send an email to the attorney in Gwinnett. I'm sorry, it's Clayton. See if I can contact someone in Clayton and have them send her an acknowledgement of service that she could sign and have notarized and send in, so that she doesn't have to make a personal appearance. That would get the case going.
Okay, so is that something that you would be willing to do, Ms. Bussey?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Let me confirm also that I have her correct email address. She can send that to me in a chat.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Bussey, was there something you wanted to say?
Yes. She actually sitting in the driveway at our old house right now. So, I mean, today she's in town. She could go and do the paper. When we first started this, she got on and said she didn't understand why I'm doing this, why I didn't file for.
These are your kids, and 8 hours out of your day is too much. Come on. That is a crock. I just don't get people.
Divorce, so I did. And the process server, she won't come to the door and answer when she's in town. That's how I know she's there, because he tried to serve her
Got
yesterday
it.
and put the papers on the door for the same thing you guys are asking, acknowledgement of service. So it's like she just dodging us and she playing around and she making all
I'm
types
not
of
dodging
excuses.
anything. I have the paperwork. I got the paperwork. No, I'm not going to open the door to some random man at my door. But I had not had any acknowledgement of service or anything. And how would you even know I'm sitting in my driveway? That's a violation of my protective order. So, okay. Duly
How
noted.
about like the tree right there in the yard, baby?
Okay,
And
wait a
then-
minute now. I think I told both of you at the beginning that we're not going to be talking to one another. Everything should be directed at me. The protective order is a totally different situation that goes.
We
to-
don't even have a real protective
Okay,
order.
Mr. Bussey, it doesn't matter. That's not to be heard.
I know that's not a thing, but I feel like the females here like it's very frustrating. Like she's been dodging it for 4 years.
Well, I
playing
mean,
around.
4 years. Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long.
The judge, 4 years. It's been that. Oh my.
Yeah, it's been that long. She don't even see her kids. She barely talks to them.
Okay,
All three of them
Mr.
have cell
Bussey,
phones.
Mr. Bussey, now I can't get into the divorce issues.
No, I don't care about
But-
the divorce.
but,
It's just I
okay.
have been patient. I haven't asked her to do
I
anything.
understand. Okay, but Ms. Bussey, I don't want you to think that, because you're a flight attendant, that you can't be arrested. I'm trying to give you some grace here, but I've had this case in front of me a few times as it is, and,
What's you're above the law because you hand out peanuts? You don't even get peanuts anymore.
and there has been nothing that has moved forward. From my perspective, you need to take off, if it's been 4 years, you need to use your vacation time and stand over there at child support for that 8 hours and get this going. This is not a little inconsequential issue. This is about paying for the support of your children. You've indicated that you've got them on all your benefits, that you love them so much, but you're not paying child support and you're not cooperating with this court in getting this matter moved forward. So I'm not going to allow that to be tolerated anymore. So I need to know when you're going to go in there, because it's not enough to say you're waiting for somebody to send you that acknowledgement of service. Well, I'm not going to let it hang out there. So I need it to be done within the next 30 days, and then you will be back before this setting so that we can get things moved forward in this matter. So it needs to be done before we meet again. So this is May the 5th. Ms. Hector, can you tell me what the first calendar is in June?
The
I'm a
first
fan of Judge
Friday in June 2nd is the third Friday in June is the 16th.
No, the first one.
Or the first one is the second.
The second. Okay. So it's not going to be quite 30 days. It's going to be June the 2nd. That's when I'm going to need this matter back before me with either a signed acknowledgement or, or the whole thing matter having been sat down and resolved in Clayton County. Okay, so do you understand what you need to do?
Sure, I do.
Okay, so I'm going to expect both of you back here, and it wouldn't be a bad thing if in good faith you sent some money for your children, because that should have started a long time ago. But I can't force you to do it. That is totally up to you. We do not have a case, but amount established yet, but that really needs to happen quickly. Okay, so I am going to dismiss both of you, and I expect to see both of you back here June the 2nd.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are free to go.
Your Honor, I sent Ms. Bussey a chat and an email trying to make sure we have our correct email address.
Okay. Okay, let's see. 3 and 4 are closed. Position number 5. Oh, and Miss Bussy, you are free to go as soon as you take care of
See, they just rattle
matter.
one after another.
Position number 5, Lawrence Igolem and Selena Ayers.
Hi, Your Honor. How are you?
Hi there. So,
she's just hanging out for everybody.
Did we hear from Mr. Igolem? Did you hear anything from him?
He sent 123.
Oh, 1 child support payment. Yeah, that was just on 4/17. Child support, did you get any?
Look at that kid. Look at that poor kid. And that father sends $123 in months. It makes me sick.
Check that. Circle on 5/4/23, he sent $84.36. It came through an income deduction.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But Your Honor, you had ordered him to pay $800 by the 5th.
Right. This was previously continued for him to pay $800 by 4/25. I'm sorry, not 4/25 is when the FIW was sent.
He's done. We're all thirsty.
Well, it may be that he just started working
today.
Although it's not, I'm not going to deny it's not good that he didn't present himself or give the court any type of notice. I'm hesitant to incarcerate him at this point since money is being taken from a paycheck, which means that he's working. And I don't know if the amounts are going to meet the child support obligations. So again, with you, Ms. Ayers, I'm going to need to do a reset. I'm going to put you down for, let's see, let's do June the 16th to give us enough time to see what kind of money is going to be coming in from that income deduction order.
Here we go.
Your Honor, I've been filing child abandonment warrants since 2021 because he hasn't paid. So it's like y'all keep giving him grace. He knows that. So I wrote a letter to explain that he knows that the court is going to continue to give him grace. So why even set a deadline of $800 by May 5th if you're not going to do anything when he doesn't pay it?
Well, the difference between now and then is that we have a job because
he has, like I told you, he owns a moving company. It's on, so he has a website online. He has an Instagram page that he posts actively on.
OnlyFans?
So he's been gainfully employed.
No, I understand that, but have you been receiving payments?
No, just the 2 that came within the month, the last month since the last time I saw you.
Okay. And that's why I just want to give it a little bit more time. You know, this is about the child. The ideal situation is for us to get regular payments for the child. I'm not going to stretch it on beyond this. I just want to see if order that's taking money out.
This is not fair. It's like you say, it's for the child, but you're giving him grace. He doesn't call his son.
Do you understand that if I incarcerate him, you will not get a penny for your child?
Like you just told the previous person, it's not going to make any difference. I'd rather you do that so he can know you're not playing with him. Like, that's not fair.
Well, I mean, I don't feel that it's in the child's best interest to do that right now when we have, Ms. Carson, you said this is an actual income deduction from.
Money can't, yeah, there was an FIW that was sent to a particular job on 4/25, and then we received the payment on 5/4. I'm surprised it was that quick, but it did come from an income deduction.
Okay, yeah, I can't, you know, do that when an income deduction order is in place. So I'm going to set you down for June the 16th. Obviously, if no more money comes in, then yes, we will do the arrest.
Let's get another $45 or $50 when you told him to specifically pay $800. What if it's another $23? Then what?
Then we'll be able to figure out what's going on. But right now, I see an income deduction order that has come through from an employer. So we will figure that out as we go through. We've been doing this for many years. We know what works best for the child. And to do an arrest right now is not the best thing. So I'm going to go ahead and dismiss you. I hope that one day you'll understand, but just be present June the 16th and we'll move things forward. Okay, next I have
here we
Gary
go.
Gavins and Sedaria Bell.
Oh, this is the bread and butter. Oh.
Okay, if I could have both of you raise your right hands, please.
Weed, tattoo, and all.
Mr. Gavins, I can't see your hand. Okay, there we go. Okay. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I am showing, again, a very, very low child support payment amount. And yet we have not seen a payment since 2020. Mr. Gavins, why on earth can't you pay $213 a month?
At this time, like I told you last month, that I'm disabled to go work at someone's job. I was recently owning a club, and right when 2020, where the payment stopped, I think that was around the time that Sedaria, she had called a charge. Child Services is involved in this too. My child actually came to live with me around that time.
And they took her out of his custody, Your Honor, because she stated to the court that he was mistreating her.
No.
Him and his family was mistreating her.
Okay, all of that is irrelevant. What I want to know is, Mr. Gavins,
well, right now,
if you owned a club, you should have been paying way more than $213. But based on your arrearages, I don't see where you've been paying regularly at all, because how old is this child, Ms. Bell?
She's 13.
13, yeah. It would take a very long amount of time for $213 a month to accumulate into $17,000 over her 13-year lifetime. So that is not representative of a regular payment of child support.
Well, the factors that you don't know, throughout the 13 years, I probably was incarcerated 6 of those years. What else? I haven't always had a job, and the club thing was something recent. It wasn't like, hey, I always had a club. And then COVID hit and business shut down.
Your Honor, child support was not established until after he was through with his incarceration, because he denied her for the first 3 years of her life.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, you have records. I was incarcerated during her life, period. However you want to put it.
Well, she says she did not approach you for child support until after you were incarcerated. That means that this money accumulated after that time.
And I also went back to prison. It's all record.
Okay, so you have to understand, I'm not going to accept that you do something, you go into prison, and that's going to be your reason for not paying child support.
No, that's the reason for the balance being high. I can't pay if I'm incarcerated.
Well, I do understand that, but it's not your daughter's fault that you're incarcerated. So, she should not be the one to be punished for it. So I just want to find out, like I said, $213, you could do landscaping today.
I can't do landscaping.
Why?
I can't stand long.
Because I don't want to.
Why? I have a gunshot. I can't do anything. I have a gunshot. I also have knee surgery on the opposite leg.
Okay.
I can't do no leg work. So that's why I told you I can't go get a job.
I also applied for
There are
disability
there are
twice.
desk jobs that you can get. So,
Huh?
there are desk jobs that you can get. There are jobs out there. It just is not the type of job that you want to do, but there are jobs available. So
Or
what
there are
is your-
jobs that I'm not equipped to do.
Well, I'm not going to say that because, you know, it's all in your head. You can train yourself to do a job. You can go to school. There are things that you could have done over all these years so that you could start paying child support. So, you know, you can't just give up and say, oh, I'm not going to do anything and I'm not going to take care of my child. If it was just you by yourself, you know, you can make choices. But you have a child that needs support. So you're going to have to step it up.
He has blamed everyone and everything besides himself. Period. His life choices, his wounds, which from his life choices, and his refusal to get a job. And he even threw in COVID. I guarantee you he is at the club with Henny in his hand and 17,000 in arrearages.
So I'm going to need to see $213 by the time we meet again, which is going to be
What's up, Daylight?
also June the
Must be.
2nd. I'm not even asking you for your extra $10 towards the arrearage, but you know, but the $213 of current support, you're going to need to come up with that. It doesn't make any sense to not be able to make such a low amount of money for your child.
Yep, Jordan 1s.
So do you understand what you need to do?
And I also have more than one case.
Okay, another thing that's not your child's responsibility.
I also have
Carson,
my
what
other children
other-
that live with me.
Life choices.
Oh, so they're
Pull
not,
out, bruh.
it's not a child support issue.
No, I also have other children that live with me.
No, but do
They're-
you have any other child support orders?
I don't fully understand your question. I have another case. I don't know about the order. I don't know what the
Ms.
order
Carson,
is.
can you tell me if there's anything else to be concerned about?
Checking right now.
Raise the cover at the club. No more ladies' night, bruh. I can't. These people, bro. No responsibility. Gotta
But
get that
honestly, even
weed
if there
tattoo.
are other children and the money is being split, I can't make it any lower than what it is.
I have 4 other children that live with me and their mother.
Okay, now the ones that live with you, I'm not going to count those. I'm only going to count another child support order.
I have another order in DeKalb County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to know how much that one is for.
Okay, I see another active case. I suspect the reason that his order is so low is because they took into account that other case.
Yeah.
On that other case with Miss Berry, and that was the 270.
Yeah, they're both very low.
And that one hasn't been paid either, 24,000 in arrears.
Right.
Shaquille.
Okay, so again, I need to start, you know, now whatever you pay, understand that it's probably going to be split towards both. So you probably need about $500 to cover both of your you know, both of your cases. So I'm going to be expecting to see some payments by June the 2nd when you return here. And that means that you're going to have to find a job that is appropriate for whatever your physical situation is, but I'm not going to accept that you simply can not work. Okay? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
I do.
Okay, what's your question?
I have a few of them. First, I don't know if you took in consideration that I have babies that their mother has passed full time. Also, I want you to take in consideration that Miss Bell is harassing me.
I have not been harassing her, Your Honor.
Can I speak?
Okay, stop both of you. So
Can I
now,
speak?
okay. Well, now I just want to tell you that with regards to harassment, there's nothing I can do about that. I would suggest that if you pay the child support, she would probably not have any reason to reach out to you. So that would end that issue altogether.
Yeah.
Is that true, Ms. Bell?
Blame
Yes,
game.
ma'am.
Okay.
The only time I contact him is to talk about his daughter, and he doesn't want to do anything with her. And he said that out of his mouth verbatim. He just told me yesterday, if I have anything to say, I need to tell it to child support.
Okay. Okay. But the one thing I will say, Ms. Bell, is that if he does not want to spend time with his child, I don't want that to be an issue. The only issue is for child support is money. And I would just say that if somebody doesn't want to spend time with the child, don't force it, because that's not going to be good for the child. Okay?
Good job,
And I
Judge.
just checked on when the order was done, the reason that it's so low, he was given credit for a child that looks like probably as emancipated at this point. Elandras, that was for $264, and then two other children, Jordan and Tyree, they gave him credit for $535. So he got almost an $800 reduction due to those other orders.
Okay.
And that's why it came out to be such a low amount.
Okay.
Pathetic.
So, Mr. Gavins, you're aware, you know how many children you have, you know what you have to do. So I don't know what your method you're using to support the poor that are in your household.
Certainly
but you
isn't
need to
pull-out
do whatever
method.
it is enough so that you can take care of this child as well. So I'm going to go ahead and.
I live with someone, so I don't have a household.
If that's the case, you should even have more time and more energy to work to pay for support for this child. If somebody else is supporting you for the other four, that frees you up that you can spend all of your extra energy on this other child. Okay, so June the 2nd is the court date, and don't forget, you need to have a job and you need to pay the $213. And that means that you probably need to pay $500 so that money can divide and pay on both of those cases. You understand?
I understand, but I don't have $500.
Okay, well, you're not going to be a help to any of these children if you're incarcerated. So, you need to go ahead and get a job.
Him up.
Okay, I'm going to dismiss both of you. And position number 7 is Darian Haygood.
Next.
Candace Harper.
5
I'm here.
minutes later.
Okay. And let's see, Candace Harper. Okay. Can I have both of you raise your right hands?
No,
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Okay. So, Mr. Haygood, there appear to be, at least there are some payments in 2023, but very short-lived. So why is it that you're not able to make your child support payments?
When I originally was on child support, my income has been cut in half due to disability. And I don't make the same amount of money that I made when the child support order was put in place.
Ugh.
Well, that would explain your payments being lower, but you're not paying at all.
I just made a payment yesterday. I paid.
Well, I wouldn't have record of that.
I missed last month's payment, but I made payments before that. I've only missed very few payments in 2023.
I am showing a payment in November of last year, nothing in December, nothing in January. Then in February, there's a payment of $477, and in March, there's a payment of $472. And how much did you pay yesterday?
1,000.
I'm sorry?
1,000.
1,000? Okay, so that would take care of April and this month. But why is it that you can't make, because it seems as if you do have income, why can't you make your payments regular?
Well, my income is way different from what it was during the original.
Well, but usually disability payments are very consistent. You're getting some amount every single month. So, you know, it's not like you're waiting for, you know, something to come in, you know, that's going to be consistent. So why can't you make consistent payments for child support?
It's a struggle. I mean, my bills exceed what I can pay based on my income being cut in half.
Okay. Now you understand that, you know, this amount is going to stay the same unless you get a modification. Honestly, your amount is so low, I don't even know if they'll do a modification downward from that. But, you know, but you still have a, you know, basically it looks like it's about a $500 child support obligation to meet every month. So do you have any information on his disability or in his case, Ms. Carson?
The only thing that was noted in his case was that he brought in a letter saying he applied for VA benefits, but that he didn't follow up with that. We don't know anything beyond that.
Okay, so you might, if you have VA benefits, they might be able to have benefits that go directly towards the child. Why have you followed up to make sure of what you can do?
Ma'am, I didn't file for VA benefits. Candace filed for VA benefits. I'm already receiving VA benefits. Those were the benefits I was telling you about.
Yes, and the VA benefits that I filed for, after the last court appearance, I actually emailed Ms. Carson. Her and I were conversating back and forth after I got off the phone with VA. And apparently, when I tried to apply for the VA benefits, Mr. Haygood had advised them that he was making monthly payments for child support, and they couldn't intercept with or have any doings with what he was paying for child support. And they also advised me that he actually attempted to apply for benefits for Kyla, our daughter, but she said that if he applied for those benefits, that the benefits would go directly to him and not to her. So therefore, I just kind of left the VA benefit thing alone. And I just wanted to receive my monthly benefits. But the $1,000 that he paid yesterday, $500 will go towards me for my child, and the other $500 will go towards his other case. So that won't cover for the 2 months that he's missed.
Okay.
But let me make a correction. VA never spoke with me about the application that she made. I just received a letter that they wouldn't give her any benefits, and the VA will only pay, I believe it's $25 per child. I'm not receiving a child support benefit from the VA. That's just included. With VA, they give a standard amount, and then they'll give you extra for a spouse, and they'll give you additional amount for each dependent child. And each dependent child will get approximately about between $25 and $50 a month.
Ms. Carson, is that accurate? to your knowledge?
Doesn't sound like anything that I've ever heard of before. I was surprised when Ms. Harper told me that they told her they wouldn't pay because he's making payments directly. And I'm also surprised to hear about that low amount. It's usually a percentage that the children will get, but it could be changes that I don't know about.
They have a standard. They have a standard that they use, and you can look it up online. It says for each dependent child at this particular benefit rate will get this amount of money. It doesn't change. It's not a percentage. In addition, I never spoke with anybody about not giving her any child support or anything. They have determined the VA does not give a person who hadn't been in the military a payment. That's just their, I don't have anything to do with that. And of course,
I'm not asking for a payment. I just want support for our daughter. That's it. I mean, I've kind of overlooked that, being that she is now 17. I just want the monthly payments and his back pay to be paid so that she can get whatever she needs. That's all.
So, Mr. Haygood, what is it that you can do to rectify this situation? Because it's unusual to me for Ms. Carson to not, we have many, many, many cases of people who are in the VA. I don't know, what information you're using or what you have provided to them, but your situation seems to be very unusual, that they have capped the amount that they will provide per child. So I don't know if there's some, misinformation that they have that has created this situation.
no, there's no miscommunication. It's standard. Everyone who was in the military with me, they have the same amounts that they're receiving per child.
I've never heard it. $25 per child would almost be unhuman for the VA to do in 2023.
And Judge Scott, she actually, the representative that I spoke with, she said it was more than $25. I think it was somewhere in the lines of the benefit. The child could receive anywhere from $700 to $900 monthly with those benefits. I just think that he may have some type of, whatever he's telling them is the reason why she's not receiving her benefits. But once again,
that's what I'm thinking.
That's what she told me. She told me that I actually sent off another application that I'm waiting to see how that goes. She told me, to put down the monthly child support, but she did say that they didn't have anything to do with child support and that he advised them that because he was paying child support that they couldn't allow her the benefits. And I don't know if it's him wanting to have the social again, or he needs to put the social, or he needs to file information with her social on it, which I'm not willing to give him. But I just felt like, I was done with that part. I just wanted the monthly support for her.
The thing about it is they won't even put her on my benefit, me adding her. And to add her, I would need a
Speak here. I'm in drive mode.
I'm sorry, you're in what mode?
Drive mode. I'm at work this morning.
Are you driving?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't identify you and swear you in unless the camera is on. So are you able to pull over?
A second, hold on.
Okay, if I could have both of you
Next.
raise your right hands. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, so I am showing that there are no payments on this account since 2021. And it appears that you're working because you said you're at work today. So why are there no payments?
The last time I spoke with you, I had send something from my license because it was.
I'm sorry, your voice is going out, but you're saying you sent something in, but there's nothing reflected on your child support history. What are you saying that you sent?
She's in a nice car, bitch. Or maybe a Durango.
I can send you a payment.
I'm sorry, I couldn't make out anything that you just said. What did you pay before, and what is it that you're proposing that you're paying now?
I said I paid $200, but I can send another $200 in on the next Friday, which is the 12th. I think the 12th or the 13th.
When did you send in the 200?
Last week.
Oh, because it's not reflecting on your account.
Your Honor, the last time we were in court, he was to pay $400 right away, or he's going to issue a warrant. I let him know that his driver's license was about to be suspended, so he was supposed to go down to the child support office and use that $400 to try to lift that suspension. As it is, the driver's license will suspend on 5/7, and there is no payment.
Suspended.
And no record of him coming in.
So do you have anything in response to that, Mr. Holloway? I don't know if you're talking, but it is not coming through on our part. And like I said, I'm disappointed that you're working right now at your court hearing time, yet you cannot pay a measly $400 towards this child support. So,
it's amazing.
Ms. Hector, let's go ahead and issue that that warrant.
Boom.
Yes, Judge.
Bye-bye.
I'm not certain if you're talking. I'm not certain if you can hear me, but you committed to making a child support payment while we were at court, and it did not get done. So that is the reason why the warrant shall issue.
No, I like I say, I sent 200 in, man.
Not 4.
The day
You were supposed to go into child support and get that resolved that day.
I had someone to call me and the office was closed. The office didn't open back up to the following Monday, and I was there at work.
But what you're telling me is that you're working every day. Okay, I'm not.
I couldn't just.
I cannot hear you, Mr. Holloway.
No, ma'am, I'm just starting back to pick up. Hello? This now has started picking back up, ma'am, and I sent it in. I had to get my license was clear. I cannot work without my license, so I had to pay some toward my license. And I sent what I had in to child support. That's why I'm telling you all that. This Friday coming up, I can send another payment in, man. That's the only thing I can do.
I'm not willing to keep waiting because this was what was told to me before. So this is the way I'm going to do this. You said you're working today. What time do you get off?
Yes. I get off around 4:30.
Okay.
5. Close to that.
Okay. I'm going to give you until Monday to make a payment of $800 because you are regularly working, you have the money, and with that, I will not release your bench warrant. But by Monday, that is the, let's say, the 8th. Okay, so if I see a payment of $800 go in there by the 8th, we will not do the bench warrant, but otherwise it's going to move forward because I don't understand how it is that you're working regularly and you're still not obeying any of this court's orders. So are you working for a company or is this, are you self?
No, this self, man.
Okay. Okay, so $800, that means that you're making even more money if you're self-employed and driving. Okay, so $800 by the 8th or the warrant shall issue.
Good job.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Holt, do you have any other issues?
Now.
No, it's just previous time he told you he
What
was
up,
a
child?
supervisor and he works for a company. So it's every time we keep getting reset back for him with the
I understand. I do understand, and I'll tolerate it once or twice, but you know, at some point that game ends. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss you. Have a good weekend, and I will follow up to make sure this money is paid, and that way we can get things moving forward. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you a reset date. In the event that he is not incarcerated, then our next hearing date will be June the 2nd. Okay. Next one is Darian Horton and Jean Spear. Ms. Holt and Mr. Holloway, you are dismissed.
Aren't these fan?
Sorry, just to interrupt. Is there any way we can take position 14 requested by the applicant?
Can I get this whole one?
Okay, yeah, we can. I'm sorry, Mr. Horton and Jean Spear. Hold on for one moment. I think this will be very quick. This is repeat clients that have been in front of me many, many times. So, Omar Wright, Starkeisha Anderson.
Yes, good morning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I do see that a payment was recently made. Is this an income deduction order?
It is not.
No, not yet. Not yet, ma'am. I talked to my boss, my HR, about getting the income deduction going, and you know, he said he's going to call in the child support today to get it going. I don't know what's been going on. I've been checking my ADP app to see how child support been taken out, but I've been making current payments. I paid on the 13th, and then I paid on the 27th.
Okay, I do see your payments, and it does meet the child support amount, so that is good. Have you been receiving that money, Ms. Anderson?
Yes, I just wanted to highlight a couple things this morning. I initially filed child abandonment last year, July of 2022. And like you said, we've been before you several times. I think he told you he had COVID twice. He had like really bizarre excuses every time, but the main thing was he told you at least 3 of those times that he just started a new job.
Today.
So the child support attorney, every time I call in,
Smoke
they tell
alarm.
me that they send out these income deduction orders, but there are never any results from them. You stated to him that you wanted to see payments coming from an employer. It has been almost a year, Your Honor, and there is no employer. And had you were not supervising this case, he would have stopped paying a long time ago.
I understand.
You also stated to him that he should not be making payments the very end of the month. He's still doing that as well. And my point for saying this is there's no intention to work. And that's why I'm shaking. I'm so upset because he's still lying under oath. He's lying. He lied about start a job.
Now, okay, first of all, Ms. Anderson, ultimately, you know, even though we may say you need to pay before the end of the month and so forth, ultimately, our goal is to get the money in. For the month of April, you received your money. So, you know, I can't really go any further than that in terms of my expectations, because I'm very happy that he managed to do that.
I was just saying that his goal is to he's hoping that you will dismiss this case before he can prove that he's working, because he does not want to work. There's no intention to work. And if you were not monitoring this case, these payments wouldn't be made.
I understand that. Okay, Mr. Wright, what did you want to say?
Your Honor, you can bring me to court as many times as you want to. I'm going to make these payments. I talked to my HR and I talked to him. I gave him the forms. They came directly to the job. I work at Amazon. They came directly to the job. My manager gave me the paperwork instead of giving it to the HR. So I took it back to him and asked him, could he start the income deduction? I've been making my payments and I will continue to make them. You can bring me back to court as many times as you want to. I'm going to make my payment.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, I mean, now that you've gotten to the point where at least you're making the payments, we're going to do some observations. So I am going to put you back on the calendar for the July the 7th calendar because you're good in April. Now we're going to look to see if May is good and June is good. And then July, you know, it's all up to you, Mr. Wright. You're gonna prove Miss Anderson wrong because you're gonna do what you're supposed to do. Okay?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't even hear you. I'm sorry. My phone froze up and I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, so your next hearing date is July the 7th. During that time, you're gonna prove Miss Anderson wrong because you are going to make your timely payments, not the end of the month, but exactly when they're supposed to be for the months of May and June. And then we're going to look to see where we are. Okay?
Yes,
and I just wanted to add, Your Honor, before you go, child support informed me that he is making these payments on his own.
Right. No.
So I don't think he understands that they need to come from a job. Or otherwise.
Okay, Miss Anderson, I'm going to tell you again. We're not going to punish him because the payments are coming from him. You know, we're just making sure that you get that money. Now we've done the income deduction order, and of course, our preference is that the money comes from the employer. So we're going to work towards that. But I cannot penalize him because he does the right thing and makes those payments, regardless of whether the employer does. So, I just want to make sure you understand that. That's the ideal situation, but if the next best thing is for him to make those payments and he makes them, I cannot incarcerate him over that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so both of you are dismissed. You're free to go.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
When was the next court date?
July the 7th.
July the 7th. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay. The next one that we had just had up was Darian Horton, Jean Spear. I'm sorry, the two of you, if you could come back up.
I think I'm here alone.
Oh, yeah, I don't see Miss Spear. Okay, let me just have you raise your right hand. Do you swear that your testimony is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Okay. So, child support, have we heard from Ms. Spear?
I have not heard from her. The court may have excused her last time. I'm not sure. He did make a payment on 5/4, $242. He made that on it. It was previously reset because he said he was starting a new job and you wanted to see if there was an FIW in place. According to child support log, there's no information on a new job, no FIW was sent.
No new job.
Okay, Mr. Horton, do you have an update for me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently at work right now, and I just started on Monday, and I made that payment out my pocket 2 days ago. And I talked to Jennifer already. She understands everything, so I'm not sure why she's not here today. But yeah, everything's back on track. I have my payments coming out, my check, and that's it.
Who just wrote she's dead in the trunk? Daylight, you have problems. You have serious problems.
Okay, well, that will be great. I'm going to put you, just so that we can make sure, I'm going to put you on my July 7th calendar so that we can follow up just to make sure that everything is moving as it should, and if it is, then we'll be able to dismiss this matter and move on. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you then. You are free to go.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Next, we've got Anthony Leister and Stephanie Phillips.
Your Honor, we have his name as last.
It's last, what?
The child support record says his last name is Laster.
Laster. So no.
I think this one gets cut because I was actually working, so I couldn't speed it up, but we have some fun.
E-L-A-S. Okay.
We do not.
Look at him.
Oh yeah, that's what it says on his phone too.
Also, just to let you know, there was some discussion that he believed that the child support case was dismissed because he filed a petition for legitimation last September, and he does not have any service on Ms. Phillips at this point. There was a hearing set 4/5 and then another one set for 6/21, I assume, because there was no service for the first one, so they've reset it to 21. But of course, the child support case not be dismissed, and nothing has been paid on the order.
Okay. Let me have both of you raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay. Did I hear you, Mr. Laster? Oh, you're on.
He got his mic off.
Yeah. Can you unmute yourself? I have to audibly hear you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's new to me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so Mr. Lassiter, you have a child support payment amount that has been in place for quite a few months, and you've not made one payment. Why not?
Because of the simple fact is, when I went to court last year, I showed them where I had filed in Family Children Service, where we were going to take care of child support and everything at that time, because I need legitimation, because I need to change her last name.
What do you need?
And I need for her to Family Children Service, where we're going to take care of child support and everything at that time, because I need legitimation, because
legitimation.
I need to change her last name, and I need for her to know that, because if someone else is on the birth certificate and you just went down and you just filed on me, and in 2022,
okay.
I showed them the paperwork.
I'm gonna stop you right there, because none of that has anything to do with your payments of child support, because
Right.
you were ordered to pay child.
Yes, but you don't understand what I'm saying. In 2022, when I went to court for child support, they said that it was dismissed. So then in 2023, that's when they all of a sudden they say I owe $657. So I'm like, where would y'all get the math from when you ain't talked to me? You ain't said anything to me. I told you where I work at. I'm not trying to run, not pay child support, but I just wanted to be upstanding and be right. I have no problem with paying the child support.
Have you gone into Fulton County with your paperwork to
stay out of Fulton County?
Your child?
Yes. I went inside there. I showed them where I had filed to do legitimation. Everything is there saying that we are handling child support and family children service. Everything is going to be handled at that time. So therefore, that's when they told me that it should be dismissed. So once that was in 2022, 2023, I get a child support order that I owe, and I'm like, hold up, that was dismissed. Now I have no problem. I'm not trying to run. I'm not trying to hide. I'm not trying to do any of that. I love my daughter. I will pay that money. It's no problem with me. Before I talked to child support, I called them. They said that they sent the letter to my job. I have no problem with that. But at the end of the day, I just want them to understand, like, I'm not trying to run. I need what I need in order for me to be able to see my daughter, to spend time with my daughter, to do the things I want to do with my daughter. I have no problem. If you just want money, then that don't make sense to me. If it's just money, then no.
Now you understand, child support has nothing to do with the legitimation. So you can't make one the requirement for the other. You need to take care of your child support obligation and then continue to pursue your legitimation. But No
We-
matter what, you've got
Yes, ma'am.
$656 a month that is owing, and it is not going to go away.
So where they come up with the number at? Just tell me where they come up with the number, because they didn't talk to me.
Probably,
They
that's
just
not
came up with
usually,
something.
okay, that's not usually privy to us, but Ms. Carson, do you see anything?
I don't. I wouldn't know how they did that. I'd have to have a look at the order in the worksheet, and I don't have access to that.
I mean, I don't mean no harm, Miss Yana. I really don't. But I just been sitting here listening to all the other court people, and they just been so behind, and they just been like 200, 400. So where would you come up at with $657 for Anthony Lamar Lester, and you ain't told Anthony Lamar Lester nothing? You just come up with something, and then you tell me that this is what I owe. I think that's unconstitutional. That's not fair to me as a man, as a father, as a person. Like, at least you could have gave me a call and talked to me and got information.
Yeah, and I can't tell you about anything other than what they have written on the book. So
Why couldn't the judge give him a call? Hey, Lester. It's Judge Scott. Here for that legitimation. Just want your last name. Yo, 400.
So what you have to do is go to Fulton County, and you have to, ask them for a modification. But until such time as that modification goes through, you are legally obligated to pay $656 a month.
Okay, so let me ask you this, thing. I'm just curious because they say I'm a driver. So they said they're gonna suspend my license. So they suspend my license, then what?
What do you mean? Then you can't drive.
Right. So I'm just trying to figure out.
And then you go to jail.
I go to court June the 21st. Is it any way possible, because if you can modify that right there, because I
cannot do the modification. You have to go into Fulton County and do it the right way.
Your Honor, they wouldn't modify it. It's just a year old.
Yeah.
Stay out.
I finally got to look
Whatever
at
it
the
is
order.
that needs to be straightened. But it sounds to me that if you're a driver, $656 is probably the correct amount. Then they probably got it directly from your employer.
So if they got it from my employer, why they didn't? They said they sent the letter that they take the money out of the check. So, but hey, at the end of the day, I guess it is what it is.
They just found out about your employer in April. That's why they just sent something to your company. And it's any child support comments and documents stating, because I get alerts on my portal. On there, they just sent them, and it takes 4 to 6 weeks, I think, for them to deduct anything from you. And and they also stated that even though you legitimizing Kenaya, that you're still responsible for a court order that the judge has granted. So that's not new to you. You know this.
No, but Your Honor, I was just trying to figure out, at the end of the day, I cannot wrap it around my head that we went to court together, and I showed you that we was going to take care of everything, because I was doing legitimation and joint custody at the same time. So therefore, I don't understand, at the end of the day, I told them that that I wanted to do these things, so therefore I could get the visitation right to my daughter. I can get to hang out with my daughter. I could do these things. I just didn't want to be just an ATM to my child. So that's why I wanted.
Well, the reason things probably happened the way they did is, although you talked to them at the time when you were doing that, you were not paying anything. So the court moved things forward in the best way so that they could make sure that this child is getting support.
Right.
So, maybe had you been
How long I got so I pay that before they suspend my license?
I don't know if that's in our records. Do you have anything, Ms. Carson? But I would say you better do it as soon as possible.
I can check on that.
Yeah, check on it for me, please, ma'am. Other than that, I go to jail.
No, there wasn't any indication about any driver's license.
Say that again?
There's no indication at this point of a driver's license suspension.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So how much I got? So I got to get them $657. I'll take care of it. It's no problem.
$656, and you are in arrears $2,624.
Okay, no problem. 10-4.
Okay.
That'll work. It is what it is.
So I'm gonna have to reset you. I'm gonna reset you to, let's see, if it's gonna take 4 weeks for them to set up the income deduction order, let's see.
If I'm not mistaken, maybe possibly next week, it should be something coming from his employer because it's been almost about the 4 to 6 weeks. If they sent something April the 4th, I think, something like that. Something was sent at the beginning of April for the employer.
Okay, so I'm gonna do June 16th as the reset date, so we can follow.
So I got to go to court June 21st. That's going to be, it's going to be kind of impossible to do that, ma'am. Like, is there any kind of way, because I got to go to court again June 21st. And I mean, like, this is my first time doing this Zoom situation. I had to figure this out. So I took the day off because I thought I had to come in. So like right now I'm missing money. So if you don't mind, I'm not trying to tell you how to run it, but if you can figure out something, because I got to take off 2 days.
We want you to make your money, so.
I'm not telling you how to run it.
We don't have to do June 16th because we're gonna find out whether the employer is doing that on June the 21st. So, let's see, so I can make it, let's do July the 7th.
Okay. So this just off the records. I just want to know from a judge. I just want, because I don't know. This is my first time going through child support. I got 4 kids and raised all 4 of them. I don't understand why I wait till I get 46, not take care of 1. But if I'm just asking the question, this is off the record, ain't got nothing to do with the case, but just asking you, if I'm trying to do everything I can and you taking the child from me and then go take out child support and I'm doing everything I possibly can as a father, like, does that count for anything, or that just me just doing what I?
But you're not doing. You owe $2,600. So you're not doing.
I'm supposed to do as a man or as a father.
That is the way we look at it, is that to be a father, you know, that's what you should do. You know, that's your child.
So it's not my job. Okay, so I'm just asking, like, so I don't get an opportunity if you, because I just found out she's my daughter 2 years ago, actually. So once I found out, it's like you took her away from me, and I tried to do everything I can, but now it's like we going back and forth to court when court really, this wasn't even necessary at the end of the day, because I'm an easy guy to deal with. I'm not a hard person to deal with if you just let me do what I need to do for my daughter. You know, I'm not going to do what you want me to do, but I'm going to do for her, really. So that's why we're in court today. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I was doing what I was supposed to do, because once we go to court and on the 21st, then I come back to court with you on the, what date is July the what?
July the 7th.
July the 2nd. Okay.
The
no
7th.
Problem.
7th. And hopefully, and if you've done July the 7th, and hopefully if you've done everything, then we're just going to come together just to dismiss this. If the money is,
he knows it would have been diminished if he would have been consistent. But Anthony has told me he was taking payments and never, like, he doesn't do nothing but take her out to eat, take her to get ice cream. Those are gifts. Financially, he doesn't do anything. Childcare do. I don't get nothing on childcare. None of that. So that's why we're here. That's why you know that. That's why we're here.
Miss Your Honor.
Okay, I'll let you do your last statement. What is it?
Miss Your Honor, I was doing everything. I would go to the school, pay the child, I would pay the child care, I was doing the things I was supposed to do. It just wasn't enough, because you just wanted more. So at the end of the day, it's fine. If you want more, if y'all gonna give her more, give her more. I'm fine with it.
Legally, she's entitled to $656. So I don't.
And what I'm entitled to.
$656 worth, but that's what the child is entitled to.
That's fine, but am I entitled to that child also?
I'm sorry?
I'm entitled to that child also. Am I entitled to her? No?
Legally, until you get a legitimation.
My point. All right, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. Okay, we'll see you on the 7th, and I'm going to for both of you to be dismissed. Okay? You're welcome. Okay, Quentin Pickett and Deja Carter.
All right. Guys, I told you it's all about legitimation. Legitimation. That's what life is about. Legitimation. Come on. That was unbelievable. It's been real. I'm going to be dropping member-only bonus videos this weekend. I will be going live at some point. Make sure you check out Kitch live from the bedroom because she's not feeling good. So it's bedroom court cases tonight. Make sure you check her out. And we have big news, a collaboration with a very popular YouTuber. Not gonna say anything yet, but it's happening next week on this channel. And we all love them. Here we go. I'm Phil, and you've been served.